Hi everybody. What I would like to talk about today is just some kind of things that I do to cultivate self-love, to help me to love myself more, because I found that to be something that adds a tremendous amount of enjoyment to my life when I have that, when I'm doing that, when I am acting toward myself in a kind way. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because I have a couple ways that work for me, but I'm interested in seeing what other ways there are out there, because everybody's got blind spots, I got blind spots, and seeing the way that you guys practice loving yourselves may help me learn new ways to love myself, and that would be great. So one thing that I notice I feel better about myself after I do is when I spend time doing things that matter to me, instead of all like the whatever little distracting things or unimportant things that sometimes get in the way. When I do something that has value to me, I find that that's like a confirmation of like my worthiness, my value, when I honor what I care about. One other thing that I do that I really like is taking time to do, it kind of fits into the first one, taking time to do my self-care and meditation and stretching and things that help my body feel good, including eating well and taking time for good food and time out in nature and things like that, and taking care of myself in that way. Another one that I like, and this one's one that I think is really important. I think this one's one that I want to kind of spend a little bit extra time on today, maybe all the main time of this, is caring for the parts of me emotionally that are sad or angry or hurt in some way. And one of the things I think one of the ways that people aren't loving to themselves is they just like shove aside anything inside themselves that doesn't feel good. Either that or they get so caught up into it that it's like a pit, that they just kind of sink into, that is not necessarily very loving either. But so instead of sinking into something in that kind of way, or instead of like pushing it away in that kind of way, developing the capacity inside myself to hold those hurt feelings with compassion. It's almost like they're like a kid that's coming to me that's sad, that's angry, that's afraid, and I can just say, oh, so I feel this feeling inside of me. On I can't remember, I think it was Monday this week, I felt like this real heaviness that was kind of inside my heart. And so I took some time with it. And I sat in the morning, and I don't remember if I was sitting or doing my stretching or anything like that, but I was with it, and I kind of said, okay, let me just start to get to know this feeling. So I kind of know my feelings sometimes through these images that come up, and this image that was there was this person just kind of curled into a little ball, and I just kind of was like compassionately paying attention to that, not making it wrong, not making it necessarily right either, but just validating its presence within me, and kind of mentally experimenting, thinking around it. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe this part needs love, so I tried to reach for it in a loving way, and it felt like it sort of like pushed away, which was kind of this additional little unfolding. And I was like, okay, let's go with that, let it go with that. And then it struck me that there was a sort of like tantrum-y kind of thing that was underneath that part. So I kind of like, when something like that's there, sometimes I just let it express itself through my body. So I'm literally like on the floor, shaking my arms and legs, making noise like that. Just because that part's okay, and it's okay that it's there. And so I let it out and let it be there. And once it expressed that, there was this like additional kind of openness that was there, and I felt it after it had discharged all of that, like reaching back toward the love, and then the two things kind of met up, and I felt like this tremendous inpouring of love into my body, and I even said a little, said a little prayer that that love could come into me and fill me up. And after doing that, I felt really amazing for that whole day, and all the actions that I took came out of that loving place, and I found what I was looking for. But the way that I got there was through really being with what was actually inside me each step of the way, and giving it a chance to just be and to express itself and unfold. I think if we do that, if we hold anything tight, a teacher of mine gave the example of throwing an ice cube into the ocean. Given the space of the ocean, the ice cube just melts. And it was like that inside me. Given the space to just be, that tight feeling just melted and fell away. And that's something I've practiced for a long time, and I'm happy to have as quality. But I think that's one thing that's really important, to just really honor the way that we feel, to give it space, to hear it out. Some people think through words, some people think in pictures and movements in the body. I think in pictures and movements through the body. Words are... I lost something about words. I'm just recently getting it back. But that's something I think for me, that's a way that I really work on loving myself, is through loving whatever it is that's present inside me, good, bad, or indifferent, and honoring it and listening to it and giving it space. So, please, if you have any really interesting or unique ways of loving yourself or cultivating that love for yourself, please share them with me so I can try them and maybe learn to love myself more. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a very beautiful week, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.
Let's go out back and plant a